Prince William, the future King of the United Kingdom, has always been known for his calm demeanor, measured words, and careful approach to public appearances. Over the years, he has managed to maintain a balance between his private life and his royal duties, making him one of the most respected members of the royal family. However, during a live television interview in late 2025, William made statements about his brother, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle, that immediately shocked viewers across the United Kingdom and beyond. It was a moment that was brief yet powerful, a carefully chosen statement that revealed more than anyone had expected. The television appearance, broadcast live to millions of viewers, left audiences stunned and sparked an immediate wave of discussion across social media platforms, news outlets, and royal fan communities. What William said was not a rumor, not a leak, but came directly from him on air, in his own words, with no warning or preparation for the public. The moment instantly became one of the most talked about events in modern royal history, as viewers struggled to interpret the meaning behind his calm but pointed comments. Many social media users shared their shock and disbelief, while royal commentators and experts scrambled to analyze every nuance of William's statements. Some described it as a historic moment, a rare glimpse into the private thoughts of a future king, while others saw it as a calculated move designed to send a message not only to Harry and Meghan but also to the public. The interview itself was conducted in a relaxed setting, giving the appearance of casual conversation, yet the content of William's words carried layers of meaning that went far beyond what anyone could see on the surface. He spoke about family struggles, the challenges of royal life, and the intense scrutiny the family has faced over the years, but underneath it all, he conveyed a deeper message about loyalty, responsibility, and the way he believes the royal family should operate. The timing of this appearance was also significant, coming at a point when reports suggested that King Charles, William's father, had been trying to find ways to reconcile with Harry and Meghan after years of tension and public controversy. Many expected a typical royal message of diplomacy and careful neutrality, but instead, William's words conveyed a firmness and clarity that surprised even seasoned royal watchers. He discussed personal challenges and emotions in a way he rarely had before, showing vulnerability but also signaling his commitment to the family, the monarchy, and his principles. Royal experts pointed out that this level of openness from William is unusual, as he has long been trained to maintain the stiff upper lip and avoid public drama, yet his carefully chosen words demonstrated that he was willing to confront difficult issues head-on. The public reaction was immediate and divided. Many praised him for his honesty and courage, seeing him as a leader who does not shy away from difficult truths. Others criticized him, arguing that such statements might worsen the already fragile family relationships or appear overly confrontational. News outlets ran headlines emphasizing the shock and surprise, while social media exploded with speculation about what the statements meant for the future of the royal family. Analysts emphasized that William's comments were more than just personal reflections, they were signals to the public about the values he prioritizes, his commitment to protecting the monarchy, and his view of loyalty within the family. As the story spread, viewers began to dissect every word, tone, and pause, looking for hidden messages or clues about future royal actions. The effect of the broadcast was amplified by the timing, coinciding with broader discussions about royal reconciliation, public image, and the responsibilities of being a modern monarch in an era of constant media scrutiny. Overall, this live television appearance was a defining moment for William, showing a rare glimpse of emotion, conviction, and strategic communication that left an indelible impression on audiences around the world. It was a reminder that even members of a centuries-old institution can surprise the public, shape narratives, and assert their positions in ways that are both subtle and dramatic, and it set the stage for further developments that would dominate headlines in the months to come. To fully understand the impact of William's live television statement, it is important to explore the background and ongoing family dynamics that shaped it. The relationship between Prince William and his younger brother, Prince Harry, has been closely watched by the public for decades. While the two brothers share deep bonds from childhood and have faced numerous personal and public challenges together, tensions have grown in recent years, particularly after Harry's marriage to Meghan Markle and their eventual departure from official royal duties. The couple's highly publicized interviews, media projects, and business ventures, including memoirs, documentaries, and deals with major streaming platforms, created a significant contrast with William and Catherine's approach to family and royal responsibilities. Whereas William has emphasized discretion, privacy, and traditional royal protocol, Harry and Meghan have pursued a path that combines personal branding with public engagement, often discussing sensitive family matters openly and directly. This divergence has fueled debates among royal observers, commentators, and the general public about the nature of loyalty, the proper role of the monarchy, and the responsibilities of high-profile family members. William's statements on live TV reflected his awareness of these tensions and his determination to communicate his perspective clearly. During the interview, he discussed the challenges of 2024, describing it as one of the hardest years of his life, due to serious health issues faced by his wife, Catherine, and his father, King Charles. By sharing these personal struggles, William revealed a vulnerability rarely seen in public, yet he used this vulnerability strategically, contrasting his approach to family, duty, and public life with that of his brother and sister-in-law. Royal experts noted that William's emphasis on protecting his children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, from media pressures was not only about personal parenting philosophy but also a subtle critique of Harry and Meghan's choices regarding their children's public exposure. By highlighting the importance of balancing openness with privacy, William was signaling his commitment to maintaining stability, discretion, and loyalty within the monarchy, values that he perceives as essential for its survival and public support. At the same time, his statements implicitly reinforced a boundary between acceptable and unacceptable behavior within the family, emphasizing that certain actions, once taken, may have long-lasting consequences. This approach marked a departure from previous royal strategies, which often relied on silence, patience, or mediation to manage conflicts. William's live TV statements conveyed that he is prepared to take a firmer stance, even if it risks public controversy or further tension with Harry and Meghan. The timing of the interview was also connected to ongoing discussions about family reconciliation, as reports suggested King Charles hoped to use the Christmas season to heal rifts and encourage forgiveness. William's carefully measured yet firm comments indicated that he might not share his father's approach, prioritizing the long-term reputation and stability of the monarchy over temporary reconciliation. Beyond the personal and family context, William's message resonated with the public because it touched on universal themes of loyalty, responsibility, and the challenges of balancing private life with public duty. By articulating his values and priorities clearly, he offered a glimpse into the decision-making mindset of a future king, someone who must weigh personal feelings against institutional obligations. Analysts and commentators emphasized that this moment highlighted not only William's character but also the broader generational and philosophical divides within the royal family, illustrating the complex interplay between tradition, media scrutiny, and modern public expectations. The interview provided more than just insight into family tensions. It revealed how William navigates the pressures of being heir to the throne, how he interprets his responsibilities, and how he uses public communication to shape perception and influence both his family and the broader public. In essence, his words functioned on multiple levels, as personal reflection, subtle critique, public signal, and historical record, all delivered in a setting that appeared casual and approachable, yet carried profound significance for the monarchy, the family, and the nation. While William's live television statements were shocking, another recent move solidified his position and sent a clear message about loyalty, trust, and strategic thinking. In early 2025, William appointed Jason Knopf as the CEO of the Earthshot Prize, the prestigious environmental initiative he founded to support innovative solutions to global challenges. To the casual observer, this might have seemed like a standard business decision, selecting a qualified professional to lead a high-profile project. However, those familiar with palace history and the dynamics surrounding Harry and Meghan recognized the deeper significance. Jason Knopf had previously filed a bullying complaint against Meghan Markle during her time in the royal household, alleging that she had mistreated staff members. By appointing Knopf to such a prominent position, William was sending a deliberate signal to the public, the royal household, and the broader world about where his loyalties lie, the importance of accountability, and the consequences of behavior that he considers incompatible with royal standards. The timing was particularly pointed, as Meghan had been working to rebuild her public image and develop her personal brand, launching lifestyle and business ventures in California. William's appointment of Knopf ensured that past controversies were not forgotten and reinforced a narrative about standards, loyalty, and institutional stability. Public reaction in the United Kingdom was divided. Supporters praised William for taking a strong stand, interpreting the appointment as a clear message that inappropriate behavior would not be tolerated, regardless of fame, connections, or prior status. Critics, however, saw it as unnecessarily provocative, suggesting that it could deepen family rifts or appear vindictive rather than constructive. Analysts noted that the move demonstrated William's growing willingness to exercise power decisively, balancing public perception, institutional integrity, and personal values. The Earthshot Prize itself is significant because it represents William's vision for his future as king, highlighting his commitment to environmental issues and his desire to lead initiatives that have lasting global impact. By linking this project to strategic personnel choices, he demonstrated how even seemingly routine decisions can carry symbolic weight, reflecting broader philosophies about leadership, loyalty, and governance. The combination of the live television statements and the Earthshot Prize appointment illustrates a comprehensive approach to managing personal, familial, and institutional challenges simultaneously. William's actions reveal a calculated strategy that balances emotion, principle, and public communication, making clear that his priorities include protecting the monarchy, maintaining credibility, and shaping both family dynamics and public perception. This period in royal history, marked by high-profile interviews, strategic appointments, and public debate, serves as a case study in leadership under scrutiny. It highlights the pressures faced by members of the royal family, the complexities of managing modern media attention, and the challenges inherent in balancing personal relationships with public responsibility. In the months following these events, commentators, social media users, and the general public continued to debate William's choices, interpreting them through lenses of loyalty, ethics, and royal tradition. The significance of these actions is likely to resonate for years, influencing how the monarchy handles future crises, family disagreements, and public communication. Ultimately, the combination of the live interview and the Earthshot Prize appointment shows that William is not only aware of his position but is willing to act decisively, strategically, and in alignment with his values, even if those actions provoke controversy, surprise, or strong public reaction. It paints a picture of a future king who carefully weighs decisions, considers long-term implications, and uses both words and actions to assert control, protect the institution, and define his legacy, ensuring that his voice, his choices, and his principles are clearly understood by all who observe him. It all started with a rare and unexpected moment on live television that left the United Kingdom and royal watchers around the world completely stunned. Prince William, speaking with calm authority and clarity, made a statement regarding Meghan Markle that no one saw coming. For decades, the British royal family has carefully managed public appearances, often keeping tensions, disagreements, and internal conflicts behind closed doors. The public usually hears about major family issues only after careful preparation, press releases, or official statements. However, in this live interview, William broke from tradition and addressed a topic that has remained sensitive for years, sending shockwaves not just through the royal community but across the media landscape. The remark itself was short but meaningful. It was the kind of statement that instantly drew headlines, trending across television, social media, and news outlets internationally. Everyone wanted to know exactly what he meant, what prompted it, and what the consequences could be for Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and the future of the monarchy. The significance of this moment cannot be understated because it revealed the underlying tensions within the royal family in a way that had rarely been so visible to the public eye. For years, the relationship between the two brothers, William and Harry, had been a delicate balance of public duty, private disagreements, and attempts at reconciliation. Their differences had been widely reported, but there was always hope among observers that time, maturity, and family ties could mend the rift. Yet William's statement made it clear that those hopes might have been overly optimistic. The content of what he said emphasized accountability, loyalty, and the responsibilities that come with royal titles. William carefully framed his comments in a way that highlighted the importance of protecting the monarchy as an institution rather than prioritizing personal feelings or family grievances. This was a crucial distinction, signaling that the future king is thinking long-term about the legacy he wants to leave behind. He focused on themes such as trust, professional conduct, and the standards expected from those associated with the royal family. While the statement did not directly attack Meghan, it was impossible for the public to separate it from the ongoing controversies involving her and Prince Harry. The timing of the statement was also significant. It came just a few months before major media events tied to Meghan, including the release of her Netflix series and other commercial ventures that had drawn public attention. William's words were therefore interpreted not just as personal commentary but as a strategic message about the limits of royal tolerance for actions perceived to undermine the institution. In other words, it was a reminder that royal titles and privileges come with responsibilities and that any misuse of influence, public criticism, or perceived disloyalty could carry serious consequences. The live interview also provided insight into William's personal mindset. Viewers noticed his calm demeanor, measured tone, and deliberate word choices. He did not shout, become emotional, or make sensational claims. Instead, he spoke with authority and clarity, suggesting someone who is confident in his decisions and willing to make tough choices, even when they might be unpopular or controversial. The public reaction was immediate. News outlets in the UK, the US, and Europe covered the story extensively. Analysts speculated about the impact on the royal family, on public opinion, and on Meghan's ongoing ventures. Social media exploded with comments, debates, and speculation, as viewers tried to decipher the true meaning behind William's words. Supporters of the prince praised his honesty, his commitment to the monarchy, and his willingness to address difficult topics publicly. Critics, on the other hand, accused him of being cold, overly calculated, or unwilling to seek reconciliation. In essence, this live statement revealed more than just an opinion about Meghan Markle. It exposed the complexities of royal life, family dynamics, and the responsibilities associated with inherited privilege. The statement also tied into broader trends in how the monarchy handles its public image, financial assets, and internal loyalty. William's words were a reminder that royal decisions are never just personal, they have institutional implications. Staff within the palace, advisors, and even members of parliament are attentive to every word spoken publicly, as statements like this can influence policy, public perception, and the operations of the royal household. This live moment, therefore, was a strategic communication, combining personal sentiment, professional responsibility, and public signaling. For the average viewer, it may have seemed shocking simply because it broke the unspoken rule of royal discretion. For palace insiders, it likely represented careful planning and deliberate messaging. Either way, it was clear that William is asserting himself as a future king who is willing to prioritize the monarchy and its long-term stability over family disagreements or public criticism. The statement about Meghan Markle also served as a warning about accountability. Royal titles are not merely ceremonial, they carry expectations, rules, and responsibilities. William's live comments emphasized that there are consequences when these standards are perceived to be violated, whether through public actions, media statements, or commercial ventures. This is not the first time the public has been fascinated by the dynamics between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family, but it is perhaps the most direct and public reminder that the royal family is willing to take measures to protect its image, finances, and operational integrity. It was a moment that combined surprise, drama, and clarity, reminding everyone watching that royal life is not just about ceremonies, public appearances, and philanthropy, it is also about difficult decisions, accountability, and long-term planning. In many ways, this live TV statement set the stage for a larger conversation about the future of the monarchy, the balance between family loyalty and institutional responsibility, and the continuing saga of William, Harry, and Meghan. It was a moment that would be analyzed, discussed, and remembered for years to come, capturing public attention and shaping the narrative of the royal family for the immediate future. The UK media called it shocking, while international outlets highlighted its significance in signaling a new era of royal decision-making, showing William as a prince prepared to make hard choices in defense of tradition, protocol, and the institution itself. Following William's live statement, the discussion quickly turned to the royal household and the role of advisors in supporting the prince's decisions. One of the most notable points in the public conversation was the appointment of Jason Calf, trusted advisor and longtime confidant of William, to a central position within the royal staff. Calf has been a key figure behind the scenes for many years, known for his loyalty, discretion, and professional competence. Observers noted that this appointment was not just about filling a role, it was a message about how William intends to run the monarchy and what values he prioritizes. By promoting Calf, William signaled that loyalty to the institution, adherence to professional standards, and discretion in sensitive matters are more important than personal feelings or family allegiances. This was particularly significant in the context of the ongoing tensions with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Public reporting indicated that Calf had remained supportive of the royal family during challenging times, including controversies involving the Sussexes. This loyalty earned him a position in the inner circle, and the promotion publicly reinforced the idea that those who support the monarchy and maintain confidentiality are rewarded. It also sent a message to palace staff: professional conduct and dedication are valued above all else. The ripple effect of this appointment was felt across the royal households. Staff members who had been hesitant to voice concerns about workplace issues felt reassured. They saw that standing by principles, being loyal to the institution, and maintaining professionalism could lead to recognition rather than punishment. This, in turn, helped stabilize morale within the palace and clarified expectations for all who served the royal family. Analysts and commentators noted that Calf's promotion represented more than a staffing decision; it was a symbol of William's approach to leadership. He is preparing to become king and is making clear that loyalty, responsibility, and discretion will guide his reign. The public, however, interpreted this move in relation to the ongoing feud with the Sussexes. Many saw it as a strategic step to strengthen William's position while highlighting the consequences of actions deemed disloyal or harmful to the monarchy. It suggested that the divide between the two brothers had become more than personal; it had strategic and institutional dimensions. Financial matters further underscored the seriousness of this divide. Reports emerged that William had effectively locked access to royal funds that might have previously been available to Harry and Meghan. This move was widely covered in the media as a financial lockdown, demonstrating that the prince was willing to separate his branch of the family from the Sussexes permanently in monetary terms. While Harry had previously inherited funds from trusts and the royal family, William's decision effectively drew a line in the sand. This separation was not merely symbolic; it represented a tangible and irreversible shift in family dynamics. Observers noted that this financial stand reflected William's commitment to institutional priorities over personal reconciliation. By ensuring that royal money would no longer support ventures or lifestyles perceived as misaligned with royal values, William was signaling the seriousness of loyalty and accountability. Meghan Markle's business ventures, including lifestyle brands and media projects, were cited as examples of actions that crossed the line in William's view. The prince appeared concerned about the use of royal connections for commercial gain, emphasizing that titles carry responsibilities that cannot be leveraged purely for private profit. In combination, these decisions, the live statement, the appointment of Calf, and the financial lockdown, painted a picture of a prince ready to enforce standards within his family and staff. It showed a clear preference for loyalty, responsibility, and institutional protection over personal appeasement. Analysts also pointed out that these measures were likely influenced by past experiences, including public controversies, media scrutiny, and attempts at reconciliation with Harry and Meghan. William's approach seems to be rooted in careful observation, long-term planning, and a determination to protect the monarchy from actions he considers harmful. Commentators suggested that this may be the beginning of a broader strategy, in which William uses appointments, financial oversight, and public statements to set the tone for his future reign. Every decision sends a message about values, priorities, and consequences. Importantly, while some critics described this approach as rigid or cold, others saw it as a necessary evolution in how the monarchy manages internal conflicts, public perception, and institutional integrity. For the UK public, the combination of the live TV Remark, the advisor appointments, and the financial lockdown created a sense of drama and finality. The feud between the brothers was no longer a private matter; it had become a highly visible story that involved money, power, and the future of one of the world's most famous institutions. Social media debates, commentary on news platforms, and even international coverage amplified the narrative, making it clear that William's actions were being interpreted as both a personal and strategic move. In sum, the appointment of Calf and the surrounding decisions highlighted William's priorities: loyalty to the monarchy, protection of royal assets, adherence to professional standards, and preparation for a reign that balances tradition with pragmatic leadership. The live TV statement was a key piece of this puzzle, framing public perception and signaling to the world, and to his family, that he is a prince who will act decisively when he feels the monarchy's values are at stake. In this context, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are not merely subjects of gossip, they are central figures in a narrative that illustrates how power, family, and public scrutiny intersect at the highest levels of royalty. The consequences of these choices will likely be felt for years, shaping public perception, family dynamics, and the way future generations understand the responsibilities and expectations tied to the British monarchy. The public reaction to William's live statement and subsequent actions was immediate and intense. Across the United Kingdom, social media platforms lit up with commentary, speculation, and debate. Some praised the prince for taking a firm stand, saying it showed courage, integrity, and commitment to the monarchy. Others criticized him for being overly harsh, arguing that family disputes should be handled privately rather than in ways that became public spectacles. News outlets around the world also picked up the story, framing it in different ways depending on their audience. In the United States, many articles highlighted Meghan Markle's response, or lack thereof, while emphasizing the financial and institutional aspects of William's decisions. In Europe, coverage often focused on the long-term implications for royal protocol, succession, and public trust. Analysts emphasized that these moves were part of a broader strategy to define the monarchy under William's eventual reign. By making decisive appointments, restricting access to funds, and sending a public message about accountability, William appears to be establishing a new standard for how the monarchy will function. This approach combines tradition with modern oversight, showing a willingness to enforce rules while maintaining public confidence. The concept of loyalty, as emphasized in the live statement, resonated deeply within palace walls. Staff members, advisors, and extended family members observed that the appointment of Jason Calf, the financial restrictions, and the clear messaging all reinforced the principle that royal privileges are earned through trust, discretion, and adherence to standards. Those who fail to meet these standards may find themselves excluded from both decision-making and financial support. Observers noted that this is a significant departure from the past, when reconciliation and family harmony often took precedence over institutional priorities. The financial separation from Harry and Meghan marked a turning point in this dynamic. By restricting access to royal funds, William effectively limited the ability of the Sussexes to leverage inherited wealth or royal connections for private ventures. This not only underscored the importance of accountability but also highlighted the serious consequences of actions perceived as disloyal or contrary to the monarchy's interests. It also sparked conversations about inheritance laws, trusts, and the responsibilities tied to royal wealth. Media coverage often framed this as a point of no return, suggesting that the financial and symbolic separation between the brothers may be permanent. Analysts speculated that these decisions could influence how future generations view the monarchy, the role of royal advisors, and the expectations tied to royal titles. The impact on Meghan Markle was especially notable. Her commercial ventures, public appearances, and ongoing media presence have always been closely monitored by the palace and the public. William's statement and related measures suggested that using royal connections for private gain will no longer be tolerated. While Meghan remains a public figure and media personality, her position in relation to the monarchy has now been clarified in the eyes of the institution and the public. These developments also highlighted the broader tension between tradition and modernity within the royal family. The monarchy has long relied on protocols, discretion, and careful management of public perception. William's actions demonstrate that while he respects tradition, he is willing to adapt enforcement, messaging, and financial oversight to meet contemporary challenges. This includes managing public scrutiny, commercial ventures, and family disagreements in ways that maintain the monarchy's credibility and influence. Public discussions also touched on the psychological and emotional dimensions of these decisions. Observers speculated about the personal strain on both brothers, the challenges of navigating family loyalty versus institutional responsibility, and the pressures of living in the public eye. William's measured demeanor during the live interview suggested that he is aware of these pressures and is prepared to act with both firmness and care. International reactions further emphasized the global interest in royal affairs. News outlets in North America, Europe, and Asia analyzed William's words, the financial restrictions, and the advisor appointments. Many highlighted the symbolic nature of these actions, interpreting them as strategic moves designed to reinforce authority, establish clear boundaries, and signal the prince's approach to leadership. For the monarchy itself, these actions serve multiple purposes, reinforcing standards of conduct, clarifying expectations for family and staff, and demonstrating to the public that the institution is actively managing its affairs. By addressing these issues publicly, William also set the stage for broader conversations about the future of the royal family, the role of heirs, and the responsibilities that accompany inherited titles and wealth. Looking ahead, these decisions may have long-term consequences for family dynamics, public perception, and institutional stability. William's actions illustrate a new approach to leadership, one that combines tradition, accountability, and strategic foresight. By emphasizing loyalty, discretion, and professional conduct, he appears intent on shaping a monarchy that operates effectively, maintains credibility, and balances family relationships with institutional priorities. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, as central figures in this narrative, are now positioned as both subjects and catalysts in the ongoing evolution of the royal family. For the public, this story offers insight into the complexities of royal life, the challenges of leadership, and the intersection of personal relationships with institutional responsibility. It also reinforces the reality that decisions made at the highest levels of the monarchy have far-reaching consequences, affecting finances, public perception, and future governance. In conclusion, William's live statement, the appointment of Jason Calf, the financial lockdown, and the broader public discussion reveal a monarch in preparation, a prince who is willing to take difficult but necessary steps to protect the monarchy, uphold standards, and shape the legacy he intends to leave behind. The story is not just about a live TV remark, it is about leadership, responsibility, and the sometimes painful choices required to balance family loyalty with the duties of an institution that represents the nation. The UK, the world, and the royal family itself will continue to watch closely as this drama unfolds and sets the tone for the monarchy's next chapter. Public debates, media coverage, and palace actions will continue to shape opinions, and the long-term impact of these decisions may be felt for generations.